What is up, guys? Finally back for the acoustic sessions. Got my man Matt Dill. Good to see you today, bro.
Good to see you, good sir.
Man, it's been a while.
It's been...
Matter of fact, last time I think I seen you was when you was having car trouble.
Yes, you saved me. I was stranded on the side of the road like a knight in shining armor.
Coming from Bluefield to Lewisburg, got stuck in Beaver, right?
Yes, yeah. Died in Beaver. And were it not for a noble man such as yourself,
well,
I've just been stranded at a gas station in Beaver, annoying the staff there all night.
I had a place like that back in the day. I used to go and just hang out when I was like 17.
You know, as far as convenience stores to loiter at, I will say the Little General in Beaver, not a bad one to kill some time.
Was it Jay and Silent Bob worthy?
I would say so. They got plenty of Hot Pockets ready to go. The staff's friendly. Stop by kill some time.
I like Hot Pockets.
I mean, I wasn't upset with the situation.
I'm gonna ask you a couple questions, man, since we got you here. Won't we talk a little bit about the video you did with, I can't remember who it was you did it with, about your hometown of Welch.
Oh, yeah.
That was very cool.
It's JJN Multimedia. If you want to look them up, JJN Multimedia. It's run by a guy named J.D. Belcher that actually went to middle school and elementary school with. And I happened to bump into him doing, he does a lot of video work and he used to work with a car dealership there in Bluefield. So I kept bumping into him doing other professional things, so like the radio. And then since we knew each other from childhood, kind of worked with him on a couple of short movies, oddly enough. And then sort of built up a favor. I did enough things for him.
Was it kid-appropriate movies, or was it kind of
I would put it
X-rated?
Not X-rated. I would say. If your kids are like like 8 and older and have seen a scary movie or two, you can get Digits, the short film. You want to go ahead and look that up and see something weird? Enjoy.
There you go.
But yeah, the good old J.D. Belcher. Luckily, had sort of earned a little bit of a favor from him. It was just like, hey, would you just like shoot me? Just doing a couple songs of mine, and then it morphed into this whole cool idea of us going to these abandoned schools from my hometown in Welch, and we went to one in Bluefield too, and cool. Got access in these big, huge, cool abandoned buildings, and had crazy good sound in there. So made some live recordings and shot a little bit of a promotional video.
I enjoyed it. You guys check it out there. Yeah, I'll try to find the link here to post with it. Check it out. What are some of your biggest influences? I'm sure you've been playing the guitar and singing for a long time.
Since I guess early teenager, and I got lucky that I didn't realize at the time when I was a kid that most people's parents just kind of have a style or two of music they might like, and I didn't realize that not everybody's parents has a huge
plethora,
just a huge crate full of albums with everything from Aretha Franklin to classic rock to real old school country to everything, all the weird music in between. And so that was a good start from there. And then I guess
my ring was very similar. My dad, I don't know if I ever told you, but my dad was similar to you. He didn't play music, but he worked in the radio.
Really? Okay, so you're just around it all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I was the same way. It was a little bit of everything.
Yeah, you take it for granted when you're a kid.
You don't think nothing of it.
You're just like, well, I just hear all the music all the time, and then suddenly you realize it's a little bit more important to you.
Dad cracks me up. He'll throw out a song, and or we'll be talking about a song or something, and he'll throw out 4 minutes and 37 seconds. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, that's how long the song was.
Yeah, that radio memory sticks with you and everything. It's got a 32-second intro, so you can squeeze in like a whole weather update and everything before it starts. You know that. Oh, yeah.
Anyway, I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
No, you're fine. Nah, but that was mainly like good bass there. And then I picked around on some instruments. Piano, I sucked at that. I was sucked at everything I did in the middle school band. They kept moving me around on instruments. But I
played 1 year in the middle school band. I was a percussionist, they call me. I was back here on the triangle. I sucked too, man.
Hey, well, by God, you can keep that triangle. Like
the high school that I went to, they have an awesome music director now. His name's Mr. Rodriguez, but he actually teaches the kids how to play guitars, drums, and they form a little high school band.
See, now that'd be...
I was like, where were you when I was in school?
Exactly, I needed that. I could use that. Then again, who knows, they might have awarded me off guitar.
Right,
I got to get into my house, and I still am like one of those like just really stupid musicians when it comes to like, you know, hey, it's the 7th note on the. I'm like, don't know. Just show me with your hands. You put your finger where I need to
show
go.
me about 6 more times.
Yeah. And then I got you. I learned by ear and all that.
Right.
Not great with sheet music. No. So.
I'm the same way. I can do chords. That's about it.
Yeah, so that's pretty much been it, more or less that, and then I got into weird rock and all that other stuff later on. I was like, oh, there's no rules on how weird you can be? You can be as weird or funny or messed up as you want to be?
Right.
I'm in, please.
For the first year and a half, I didn't realize that there were other songs out there you could learn other than Metallica.
Yeah.
For like the first year, I was like, oh, this is awesome.
This is
and
amazing.
then I was like, wait, there's more music out there. Let me try some of this.
I didn't even think about that.
That was, yeah, I mean, you can't, I wish that I could give the way yourself and myself were brought up with music to everyone.
Yeah.
Because when you get a vast variety of music like that, I mean, you have all these different sounds coming in, and so when you create music, you got all these influences coming in.
Yeah.
And it just makes a whole new, like, it blows my mind. My favorite kind of music is, if I had to list 3 favorite bands, it would be System of a Down, Seether, and Breaking Benjamin.
Yeah.
But the songs that I write is nothing like that.
No.
It blows my mind. Nothing like that. But that's my favorite kind of music to listen to.
Yeah, take it or do it. I just like going different places other than my own one little train of thought. There's only so many places I can go to because I can only imagine so much because I'm in my brain. But then you hear a song that actually grabs your attention. And I mean, even though that person might live an unbelievably different life or experience, for 1 second, I can just feel just a little bit of what that is that they're trying to say in a way they'd never be able to get through to me if they sat down and made me read an essay on their feelings.
My favorite song, well, I'm not going to say it's my favorite song ever written, but it's one of my favorites. I'm sure you've heard it.
Yeah.
Rob Jones.
Yeah.
Local guy.
Oh, yeah.
Ordinary.
Yes. Yeah.
That song, when I first heard that, I fell in love with Rob. I was like, that's my jam right there.
That one right there, he gets it.
He does.
He understands my
Check
sadness.
that out, guys, if you get a chance.
Yes.
We'll move on here. I've noticed recently you threw out a video on your YouTube called Always Hungry.
Yeah.
Can you tell these fine folk at home a little bit about that? What's that's about?
Well, I was just talking about this with some other friends this afternoon. I realized that food is way more important a part of my booking and my going and playing shows and my planning than it probably should be. Like the music should be.
I mean, you ain't got no shows at McDonald's.
I mean, the music is clearly the front runner, but I mean, just like a half step behind that. Like when you book a gig a month out, and then 10 minutes later, you're scoping out their menu online, going in and trying to pick out sandwiches 3 weeks in advance, you've got kind of a problem. I realized that was the way I was doing it with all these places, because along with just having cool live music, a lot of these places have just the best food that I've got to have in some time. So I started getting the idea, like, I'd like to, they're nice enough to put me on, let me play my music. I want people to see, like, how much good food we've got going on at these random places where you can go get a good beer and hear some cool local music and get not just like, okay, not too bad, I'd give it 5 star, or give it 5 out of 10, like full on, like, so glad I went there.
Right.
Tell your friends, call your relatives about it kind of food. Yes.
Write a letter home to mom.
Exactly. You won't need to know about the good eats we got going on.
So let me get this straight. Pretty much before you do a show at a venue, you've been doing a video, sampling the food, telling your people what you think about it.
Trying to find because they all have great food, but they all seem to have a thing or 2 or 3 that's just you can really only find like there.
Right.
So I really want to try to harp on that for folks too.
That's cool.
So I did that first one and fought with the technologies a little bit the last couple weeks and everything. Got everything lined up. So I think tonight I'm probably gonna throw one down and everything, see if I can get a cheesesteak in my system. I've seen a dude at Munchies talking about the cheesesteak, something fierce.
Are you going to try the Hellfire cheesesteak?
I love spicy and I love cheesesteak, so I'm just like, all right, let's go ahead and sign up for this punishment and see what happens.
Okay.
So I'm ready to review that tonight.
Well, I haven't tried it, so let me know.
All right, I'll let you know how it goes.
I'll keep an eye out for the Always Hungry with Matt Deal.
Well, thank you.
Last question I got for you, then we'll play a little bit of music for these guys. As a musician, I've been there. I'm sure you other musicians watching have been there as well. What is that one trademark song that someone always wants you to play at a show that Matt Deal does not want to play?
Man, well, see, now I feel like I need to think deeper on this one, because the first answer that comes to mind is just reflex, and everybody says it, I'm sure, and that's got to be that wagon wheel.
Wagon wheel.
I mean, because for a long time there, worked booking bands and like helping run sound at Rail Yard in Bluefield. Find a place, stop by, eat some food. But I mean, everybody does a version of
Right.
it. And I remember when the song came out, being all sorts of happy and enjoying it and jamming. But finally, it got to a point. Matter of fact, even if you go to if you play Creek Bottom Brews in Mount Airy, North Carolina now, Matt Mullins is running that show. And he, right where you can see the audience,
No wagon wheel?
there's a big no wagon wheel sign with a picture of a wagon wheel and a big slash through it. So you hear that one enough times, I think. But I will throw out this addendum too. I'm probably not going to play Freebird. You get that one a lot, because I'll give them a slightly. I don't have the commitment to go the full 9 minutes, but they'll ask me a lot of times for Freebird, and what I like to do is say, all right, then you're going to get Freebird, and I'm going to do it as slow as possible, and I'm going to do my worst Bob Dylan impression for the station for the whole thing. Yeah, I leave here tomorrow, and I like to stretch it out like a good minute and a half, so they're not sure if I'm really going to do that to them the whole time. And then finally, just like, no, I'm not that mean. We're good, but don't ask for that again.
Yeah.
You learn your lesson.
Right.
You're done.
Right.
I think that's pretty much about it. Other than that, if you wave a big enough tip, I'll consider about anything.
It's funny. I actually had a guy tip me $20 one time not to play a song. And that's the first time I'd ever had that happen, because there have been many a times people throw a song out to me and I'm like, hey, I know it, but I really don't want to do it. But I was getting ready to do Angry American by Toby Keith, which I think is a pretty good song as far as country is concerned.
Yeah.
And I went into the first chord, American Girl. And he said, hey, he was drunk and skunk, I'll give you $20 if you don't play that song. I said, all right, next song.
Next song, yes sir. Well, I remember breaking one of the, not that I have too many rules, but I never really like playing the same song twice, you know what I mean? Like, because if any one person in the bar heard it, that just makes you sound like, oh, well, so you ran out of songs. That's all you know how to play, huh?
Right.
So, you missed the song that you like, sorry, you should have got there earlier in the set. And one guy, one time, I played Under the Bridge by Red Hot Chili Peppers. And I mean, like 2 minutes later, he comes over and is just like, hey, man, I'm a rather thick accent. Hey, we play Under Bridge again. And I was like, sorry, man, I already played it. Pulled out a 50. I was just like, yeah, okay.
You got it, dude.
I feel. I was right there.
It's hard to say no to that.
Oh, man, yeah, that's a whole utility bill right there.
Right.
Thank you.
That's a water bill and a half of
Yes, sir.
The cutoff notice.
Enough,
right there.
exactly, enough for a Big Mac leftover afterwards.
But, like I said many times, Sweet Home Alabama's one for me. I'll play it, but I don't like to play it just because I've played it so many times. Can't You See is another one.
Oh, man.
It's a good song.
You do kill that one, though. Like, it's one of those things. But I feel you. Once you've hit your limit, that's the worst part, when you do it to yourself, though. When you have not necessarily one that people always ask for, but one that you've played yourself out on.
I'm
and then
sure
one day somebody will ask you, because they're like, oh, do that. I love when you do that. And you're like, please not. I just swore that one off like 3 days ago. Don't make me.
That happened with me. I outplayed my Welcome personally on a song. I'm sure you've heard me do it, but it was Meghan Trainor's All About That Bass.
Oh, yeah. No trouble.
No trouble. I learned it just to say, hey, look what I'm doing.
Well, man, it's not a terrible song. It comes out.
It is, that's how you do it every week, man.
Exactly.
We do it every week. You're like,
no. I'm no longer all about that bass. You need some treble. It's just going to sound like garbage.
You gotta have some.
You need mids, too. You didn't even mention mids.
Get it all together. Get your stuff together, lady.
God.
But, that's a little bit about how I feel about the situation. Now, you watch, somebody's going to see this, and the next show I got, like, hey, play that Meghan Trainor song.
And be like,
I ain't never heard it. I ain't know
no, you sadist.
That's what I'll do to somebody if they ask me for a song I don't really want to play. I'm like, I don't know that one.
I don't know that one. I've seen you play it.
Yeah, I want to do it.
I have video of it. No, I'm talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Ain't me.
That's somebody else. They superimposed me. But anyway, let's play these guys some music. How about
Let's do that.
We're going to do a cover song, one of my choosing. We'll do one of your choosing here shortly.
All right.
But I'm a big fan of this song because it takes me back to my roots, and it's what I'm trying to do with my children. I hope they return the favor. We're going to do some Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young.
Mm-hmm.
I think Young was with them with it when they cut this one, wasn't he?
You know how Young is. He just wanders in and wanders out and everything.
Oh,
Where's Young? Is he on that song? No, he was going to get a cheeseburger. He just gets credit anyway.
He'll come back in.
He'll be all right.
But this is Teach Your Children. I hope you enjoy it. Have a code that you can live
just a goodbye. Teach your children well. The Father's hell did slowly go by, and feed them on your dreams. The one they pick, the one you'll know by. Don't you ever ask them why. If they told you you would cry, just look at them and sigh. And know they love you. And you of tender years can know the fears as your elders grew by. And so please help them with your youth. They seek the truth before they can die. Teach your parents well. Let children tell. Will slowly go by, and feed them on your dreams. The one they pick, the one you'll know by. Don't you ever ask them why. If they told you it would cry, just look at them and sigh. And know they love you.
Yeah.
Right then.
All
Take
right,
it.
good stuff right there,
Well,
Wolf.
thank you, good sir, for turning me on to that one to play.
It's
It's one of those here and there that you know, you might not have ever taken the time to really give it a good listen to.
Man, let's talk a little bit about what you got coming up, man.
All right,
You got
let's
some
see here.
shows going on,
A
right?
thing or two. People are still inviting me back.
June 10th.
June 10th, I'll be back down at the Rock House Marina in Claytor Lake, down in
Good old
Pulaski, Virginia. And I love playing there because it's physically taxing. It's different because it's outside. Like, this finally is going to be in the evening. Usually it's been in the daytime, so like in the hot sun. So it's like, it's fun. They got like beer and good food, and it's right there.
Me
on
personally,
the dock.
I don't like doing outdoor gigs.
Yeah, well, now this one thankfully is going to be at night. But again, you're like right there on the dock. Like literally, the boats will be pulling up and people will be docking. You'll see.
Who's that music?
Yeah,
playing?
you'll see folks like as they come in, like.
Why did he play Wagon Wheel first?
Exactly, they'll hold up, and they'll holler at you halfway down the harbor.
Yeah,
And they're, no,
Knock on that!
turn around. Sorry.
Unless you let me borrow your boat for about 3 hours.
Exactly, we can work something out then.
So let's say June 30th, you're going to an old sweet shop in
The
Louisburg.
Sweet Shop, my first time I get to try that one out. I've been to Lewisburg a few times, but this is my first time getting to go in there. Good old Jonah Carden. Well, Jonah Carden and
Love Jonah.
Rob Jones are both just like Sweet Shop. Got to get in there sometime too.
And then, let's see, July 14th, you're going to be in Lewisburg again
Yeah,
at
heading
the
back
Asylum.
here. At the Asylum. Good old Asylum. I've been there a few times, and I like the folks there.
And they
It's
let
good.
you back out?
They have. They have not. Yeah.
And you're going back again.
Exactly. I cannot get enough. Because, I mean, you know.
It is a good place.
They still
Good
got more
people
things
out
on the
there.
menu I haven't eaten yet.
Well.
So I clearly have to go back until I've had it all.
I'm actually going to be coming to your stomping grounds.
Oh, good,
Talk a little
good.
bit about that. June 16th, I'll be at the tailgate.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
With
You'll
my-
like it down there.
With my new Arsenal, JC Square. It's me and Jason Brown.
All right. Oh, yeah, I've seen you and Jason go at it before.
Yeah, we have a good time. Then Saturday, the following night, we're going to be at Dorsey's Hog Tales in Hyco. You ever been there?
No.
Good times, good times. I'll tell you about it off there.
All right, sounds pretty cool.
And then Wednesday, June 21st, I'm going to be in Bluefield again at TCR's.
Okay.
On a Wednesday, which I was hesitant about a Wednesday gig because it's about an hour from here.
Yeah.
But I love TCR's.
Their Wednesday nights are really
And
cool.
I have not seen their new stage other than online.
Ooh, it has so much space. So much space. I don't know if you played there before.
I did, and it was like...
Where you're just like, yeah, they just have you by the door, just kind of like, sorry, I didn't know
like
you were
you
coming in, my bad.
You can put a tip jar out. Where do you want me to put it?
Exactly. Then the people would knock it over when they
Right,
came in
right.
and when they left. But
Right.
no, now there's a whole stage, so much room for activities.
That is sweet.
You're going to like it.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah, and the weather's nice too. They got that big old patio, so you can
I
go
don't
out
want
there.
that. I want to try that new stage.
Yeah.
But that's a little bit about what we got coming up here
Alright, good.
in the next couple week or so, 2 weeks. Did one of my song. I know I told you could pick any song that you wanted to do, but I would really enjoy it if you would play an original for these guys.
Oh, cool.
That
I
would
figured.
be
Well,
awesome.
the more I thought about it, I figured the perfect one for here would be Heathen Baptism, the song I wrote. Because one of the things I always liked to see in your shows was just how funny you were. And just that's the same kind of thing I always like to do with like screwing with people. I like just randomly hollering back and forth with the crowd, and like, you know, making stupid jokes.
Gotta have fun.
Yeah, and Heathen Baptism was probably like the funnest and the redneckiest song that I've written and everything, because it's, you know, about moonshine and
Redneckiest? Is
and
that a word?
That is now. It might be a rednecky word,
Well,
but it's
Matt
a
Dale
word.
gonna put Webster out of business. He gonna take the dictionary.
I'm gonna make me a new dictionary. It's gonna be twice as nice. But yeah, so my love of moonshine came into this particular one right here. My love of moonshine, and realizing I got
Excuse me.
really got a bunch of things wrong with me. But usually, a lot of times, I also will. I like to tell my audience a little bit of a story when I'm kicking in with this.
Stories are good.
I figured it gives them the whole background. And the deal is that when I was a little kid, you know, my sister was not necessarily the best babysitter. I mean, she was a good babysitter, but not great, you know. And Mom and Dad would go out and they had a liquor cabinet that was awesome, and it would have all kinds of good stuff in there. And they would always have like a mason jar at the very, very back. Not always, but most of the time. And so what I would do is I'd go digging in there and you'd play the sip game. If you just take one little sip out of each of them, then they can't tell you were really in there, you know what I mean? It's not all that much of a footprint you left behind. So I'd always save that mason jar for the very last because it burned the most. Years later, trying to relive that childhood nostalgia, I'd be looking for moonshine like everywhere. And people would have grape and cherry pie and apple and all these flavors that, like, moonshine shouldn't taste good. You know how bad moonshine messes you up.
Right.
It's good when it's that fire water because you know what's happening. Every
Right,
time you
right.
take a sip, it's just like, okay, geometry's gone. Like, it's so. I finally found some partying with my family at Christmas, oddly enough. So, of course, my family's got the moonshine. I bring it back to my house the next day. It's like Sunday morning, 11:30 a.m. or so. I'm living in a place where there's 3 churches all around this house, and everybody else is, you know, probably doing the right thing with their life. Meanwhile, I'm in my boxers in my kitchen,
With your moonshine.
sipping on firewater moonshine and everything, realizing there's a lot of things wrong with me, and that I don't really mind it. And so I wrote a song about it. And so this ditty here is called Heathen Baptism, and it's about how different folks celebrate on Sunday. Family had a few jars of shine at the party last night. Oh, lucky me, leftovers got sent home with my wife. But that's it's over. It's official court documentation, all that stuff.
Excellent.
If you need to go, yeah, just let me know. Jar of apple cinnamon and half a jar of white lightning. So Sunday afternoon and I'm standing in my kitchen about to have me a taste of that old time religion, drinking firewater on Sunday afternoon. It's Heathen Baptism, not a moment too soon. I'm not preaching, but you can practice my religion. If you think it's hot time for Heathen Baptism. Now when I was just a little boy around 8 years old, oh, I already knew the magic that a liquor cabinet could hold. But I'd always save that mason jar in the back for last. Now it's Sunday afternoon and I'm standing in my kitchen about to relive my very first Heathen Baptism, drinking firewater on Sunday afternoon. It's Heathen Baptism, not a moment too soon. I'm not preaching, preaching, but you can practice my religion. Everything is hot time for a heathen baptism. I'm taking firewater on Sunday afternoon. Heathen baptism, not Moses. I'm not preaching, but you can practice my religion. Everything is hot time for a heathen baptism. I think it's hot time for a heathen baptism. The Lord knows it's hot time for a heathen baptism.
That's great, dude.
Thank you, man.
Man,
From the bottom of my heart and my damaged liver.
From the bottom of your gullet. That reminds me of a time. It wasn't me. It was a friend of mine. He was a little younger than me, and he'd come over, and a friend of mine come over with some moonshine. Kid was 17, 16 maybe.
Yeah.
I was like 20, 21. He had never had moonshine before, so he was wanting to party.
Yeah, it's good.
I didn't pay no
It'll be
mind.
fun.
He's over, killing it.
Just, yeah,
You know,
'cause
the first timers are.
Yeah, exactly. I've got this. It's just a liquid. There's only this much of it. You're gonna die.
I said something.
You're
I
gonna
said,
die.
man, you need to calm down. Man, this stuff's good. This stuff's.
Exactly. And then you said that, so he's all, no, man, it's smooth. It's
Yeah,
fine.
it's fine.
I got this. All right.
And then about 2 hours later, he's in my bathroom. I want my mommy.
She don't want you.
I don't want you. You done made her ashamed, boy. Them sirens done loved you up and turned you into a horny toad.
Ooh, man, just don't ever. If somebody hands you something, and then somebody warned you about whatever they just handed you. You listen to that person. Yeah. That person's trying to avoid legal liability.
Been there, done that. Just trying to help a guy out.
Just trying to help you. I'm not trying to razz you. Promise.
Brother, appreciate you being on the show,
My pleasure, man. My
man.
pleasure.
Hopefully, I can catch you one of your live shows out and about soon.
Oh, you'll be
You guys go check him out if you ain't got nothing going on.
Yeah.
Check me out. Check somebody out. Just
Yeah,
go out and
please check
support
me out.
live music.
It's a good idea.
Can't go wrong there.
Sure can.
But anyway, Matt Dillon, John Covey Cole. Until next time, guys. Keep on digging.
Tune up there.
Are you in standard?
Got a little show there.
All right.
That's right there.
We'll see about that.
Right there, we're on. What did you do for me?
Whatever. You gotta get yours.
I don't care what you say.
Okay.
They got me on tape. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
I'll probably throw some in
We can get something.
the
Outtakes?
That's
There,
it.
it's
Thank you,
that's
sir. I was thinking bloopers.
Bloopers, I like bloopers too. I use that with the assist, man.
He's
He
like,
got you.
shoot it,
Gotcha.
shoot
No,
it, man,
yes.
shoot it. All right, I'll shoot one.
I know when to shut up.